evaluating the esoteric or occult from a wide perspective, I can't help but be fascinated with the idea of the eternal natural law. I've made other videos on this topic, but I think it's good to go back and revisit this idea. Now, what is it? It's the theory that there was once a philosophy, similar to what Aldous Huxley called the perennial philosophy, that spanned the Eurasian continent from India to Ireland. It was spread roughly 5,000 to 6,000 years ago by the shamans, or the priestly caste of the Proto-Indo-Europeans, a warrior people that domesticated the horse and invented the chariot. Now, why do we think there was a common root? It's because of language, customs, and the very real similarity of the gods. But what is this root philosophy? Simply put, it's the idea that you and the divine are one, not separate. As I touched upon in my last video, Gods of Your Black Soul, Zoroaster, about 3,000 years ago, separated the shadow from the god, thus creating the good god, bad god duality. This philosophy was later spread across the West by the Abrahamic faiths. And what effect did this have on the human psyche? It separated the individual from the divine spark by creating a fear of one's own shadow. Thus, one had to beg to be saved from who they really were. This is a great way to keep the masses subservient. Just convince them they were born corrupt and needed to be saved. And this idea all but destroyed the eternal natural law in the West. But on a side note, Lucifer stole the divine spark from Yahweh and offered it back to us, but few, sadly, have accepted his gift. Because of the destruction committed by the Abrahamic faiths, namely Christianity and Islam, here in the West, reconnecting with the eternal natural law is like trying to evaluate the custom of strangers across a vast chasm. Some have tried to reconnect. Most have failed. They failed because they relied upon a version of the eternal natural law filtered through the lies perpetrated by the Abrahamists. But in the East, the eternal natural law was never wiped out. The Islamists tried, but it survived. There, it is known as Sanatana Dharma, which basically translates to eternal natural law. It also has a more popular name. Thus, there in the East is a bridge across the chasm, that chasm of ignorance, a bridge called Sanatana Dharma.